Hello everyone, welcome to my final presentation of game scripting class, and I will be showing you my level that I've made in the Unreal Engine and along with the blueprint scripting as well. Now just a quick notice, all of this is community made assets, they're not made by me, along with the first person model with the guns, the animations for the guns, and the movement system. Things such as the light systems were done by me. Some of the lights. So like these lights that turn on and off, these were done by me. Alright, let's get started. So we start out here, and then we have to figure out how to get out here, and we need to turn on the lights because we need to see where we're going. So we're going to unlock this door, and we actually turned on the lights already. And you can see the particle system. It's kind of like a freezer type of particle system, very smoky, and the lights have turned on as well as everything reflecting. I'm just going to restart it real quick. So we're going to turn that, and the doors go all the way up, make that sound effect as well. We're going to turn on the lever. We're going to sprint, run. We can't kill the NPCs just yet. And then we come over here, we can actually crouch. Can kind of peek around the corner here. Oh, did they see me? So he's going around waypoints as well and trying to scan the room for me, since it's kind of stealthy. And then we have a teleporter right here. Teleports my person over to this room. And then when we approach this monitor right here, it actually triggers a dynamic cutscene with particle effects and sound effects. And then the camera actually records everything live, so we can see what's happening right here, along with everything happening right here as well. And this is the button we pushed. So this is kind of like the end sequence where you have to escape and get out alive. And then I did try to get a ending cutscene to work, but all I could get was the whiteness right here, so I couldn't really get a video to work. I was trying to figure out the video streaming blueprint, which I will show you in a minute, but I was having a pretty rough time getting it to work. But I probably do just need to watch more tutorials and do my due diligence on figuring it out. So let's start with the what do we start with? Let's start with these blueprints. Okay, so let's start with the self-destruct sequence right here, the one we just triggered. Gonna open that up real quick. And here we actually see all of the scripting that has been done for it, and the way it works is that it's a trigger box and no button is needed to push it. All you need is just the player's presence in that trigger box. So it starts with an event actor begin overlap, goes to a sequence of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I did this because it's really nice just to execute everything in one blueprint. At least in my opinion, I really like that way of blueprinting instead of, you know, making separate blueprints for the sound effects, for everything. I feel like it just makes everything a bit more concise. So we'll start with the first thing that happens. So the first thing that happens is that we trigger the particle effect, and since the particle effect acts as an array and there's a bunch of particle effects that need to be worked on. I mean, look at all those files. So we have the explosion and fire files, so we need all of those to be triggered all at once instead of making 8,000 blueprints. So to do that, We make a for each loop, and then this simply just tells the array and just makes it as a node, just like a simple node right here, so that it can be used with most and general other scripting sequences. So what it does right here, it just takes this executable and just puts it over to activate, as well as putting the array to a node, linking that right here and making it a root component to the target. And then right here, this is the audio, and this is the explosion audio. I just grabbed this sound effect from freesounds.org, so I did not make the sound effects either. I just did the scripting. So right here, now you have to, well, you don't have to, but I highly recommend that you put a do once right here, just because if you don't, it will literally spam the explosion sound effect. And trust me, it does not sound good. So you definitely want to avoid that as much as you can. And then the next executable that is happening right here is the do once for the level sequence player. So for the cutscene, so we have the cutscene right here. I just named it explosion, the level sequencer. And then we have an out actor and return value. The out actor goes to a target, which then goes to a sequence player in order for it to work with the play script. Target is movie scene sequence player. So that's how that works. And then the last sequence or the last executable I made is the do once for the another audio. So basically same thing as the second executable, but it's just doing the self-destruction theme. And then that's pretty much it for the trigger box that we've made there. I do want to just show a little bit of what I tried to make for the video I tried to get popping up. Let's see, where did I put that real quick? I put that cutscenes. Yeah, so I made a widget blueprint, I made a cutscene library, I made a cutscene player, and I got the the video I was going to use. Unfortunately, as I said, I couldn't really get it working, but I did want to show off what I could come up with. So this is all the kind of like the UI, how the video would pop up and everything of the sorts. And I added a script component for the player to skip the cutscene as well. They would just have to press the enter button. It is transparent because that's what the tutorial showed me. I still have to do some more research on why it's not working. But as we go in the graph here, I did get, before we get into the construction, I'm not even gonna lie, there's a lot of math done in the blueprints right here, but essentially what I just did is I did a construction of the get brush, and then I just made a return node. I kind of cracked the node just so it creates all these different values, and I try to get the media player to work here so it's very customizable and you can just put it to whatever. I know you had to do something with I think it was like a video texture sequence that you have to do, but I think in the newer versions of Unreal they missed it. Yeah, it's the media texture, or not the media texture, but it's the video texture node I need, but I couldn't find it in the new Unreal version. So if anybody knows how to find the video texture, just let me know, and that would definitely help me a lot. Or if someone knows an easier way of getting cutscenes to work. And then this is the construction build. Basically, I just made a get visibility, so you can make it visible, put it into a branch, the video I mean, and then you can put time in, like how long is it going to be triggered or whatnot, make that condition, and basically I just make a return value of visible and visible. And then these are all my variables: time in, audio, media player, and my two images. Yeah, so I definitely need to work more on the cutscene. The audio works for the cutscene if I play it in here. Actually, the audio and video works when I play it in the cutscene player. It just doesn't work in game. So I'm kind of like halfway there. I just have to figure that out. And then I'm going to go back into the blueprints. So we have the switch blueprint. So this is the first switch at the, I know I need to I need to organize it a little bit, but we're gonna start up here. I also should comment. The first thing that is going to be done in the switch, this is the very first switch at the beginning, and basically all of this is just set up to get the switch to work. I know it is a lot, and it may seem a little bit unnecessary, but it's definitely what I learned from the videos. Basically, yeah. You have an input action use right here, and then that connects to a sequence, goes to these 3 executables, do once, and then this connects to the target root component of the toggle visibility. This toggles the visibility of the lights. This is how I got the lights to work. And basically, it also took me a long time to figure out how to get the lights to start off. It was very easy getting them to be on and then turn off, but I had to go into here. So let's just use this for example right here. So I would have to go into rendering, and I would just hit visible. So once this is off, basically that script I just showed you just triggers the visible button right here. So if it starts off and you press the button, it turns on. If it's on and you press the button, it turns off. It's basically just toggling it. Very simple and very nice as well. And then for the second executable, we have the play audio. This is the audio of the sound effect for like the motor doors. It kind of that very motory sound effect we heard of all the power coming back on. So that triggers that. And then the third executable goes for the cutscene that happens. Or I'm sorry, not the cutscene, the animation of the lever being pulled down. I put a do once because I don't want the player to keep pulling it down and having it spam it, and it would just look really buggy and weird. So I did use a level sequence player, and actually I think they took out Matinee in this Unreal update. So you were definitely right, Professor Moore, because I did not see the Matinee anywhere. But I'm very thankful for that because using the level sequence player just helps me so much more in general. It's just so much more effective. So we target to the sequence player and we get it to play. And yeah, I need to organize this, but I can just tell everything just based off of the sequence strings right here. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, everyone. This is my, yeah. Yep. And then we have the teleport trigger blueprint right here. This was pretty easy to make. So we just begin with an event actor begin overlap. So as soon as the actor hits that room, they just immediately teleport to the other room. And it casts to the character, whichever character or player, whatever the player is controlling at the given time. We make it a branch, and we make a boolean of making it is teleporting. We make it a condition, put a true or false. If true, we delay it, and we set the is teleporting. So therefore, we trigger the is teleport. If it's false, we put the teleport, but then we put a check mark right here, and we trigger the teleport. And with this, I just did the get player pawn target, and then I got the exact coordinates of where I wanted the player to teleport. And how did I do this? I just grabbed I just put a reference character into the destination where I wanted, a clone of the character I was using, and I just inserted the values right into here. And I just did a -90 just so he wasn't facing the wall. So yeah, that's it for that. The teleporting trigger. And we have a bunch of more blueprints, but I'm not going to go into detail about every single one of them. I think I will end it for this final presentation. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just let me know, and let me hear some feedback. Thanks, guys.